year. You don't wanna miss it. Got the dopest guess and we kick it. Stay lit like the night before Christmas. Tony and Duke, best in the business. Watch him get it. Go to YouTube, search IBNX Radio, the Litt Netwrk. Entertainment guarantee. Have you laughing to ya? Because we lit. That right, we lit. You know we lit. We lit, we lit, we lit. Tony and Duke stay lit. Turn it up, they lit. Start the show, they lit.
All right. We back. This is the Litt Netwrk. Duke, there's Doom.
This your girl, Toni Dominique, and you are listening to ATL's Next 100 on IBNX Radio. Thank you all for tuning in. It is our first show of the new year.
Claps.
Yes. In case y'all did not know, it
Happy
is
New Year to
2021. I don't know how long it's going to take y'all to move from writing 2020 on y'all paperwork to 2021, but hopefully it's expediently that y'all are moving into that because it's a new year. Y'all have been waiting for 2020 to be over, and I don't know about y'all, but it feels the exact same to me.
Yes.
But I hope those that were, really, really pushing for 2021 get what y'all was looking for, because I ain't got nothing special yet. I ain't seen no Twilights. I ain't seen no magic unicorns.
It feels just about the same. Like when people say, do you feel different when you had your birthday? You be like,
Right. I know I have the knowledge to know that I'm a year older.
You know what? When does it kick in for you when you feel older? It's normally around, like my birthday in January. It's normally around going into that summertime. I just feel a natural level of, I don't know.
Feel older?
Yeah, I
6
just
months
feel,
in?
Yeah.
It take you 6 months to like adjust to your new age?
Yeah, because then I feel whatever that new age is. It's like, damn, I feel, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
I don't never feel no older.
You don't never feel a little older? When do you ever be like, okay, I'm older?
I guess maybe for me, probably like 10 years. Like every 10 years. Not that I've had that many 10-year bundles, but like when I was a teenager, I just felt like a teenager. I didn't feel like each year I felt older. And when I was in my 20s, I just felt like I was in my 20s, and then so on and so forth. So
when you turned 16, okay, did you focus on it? Was it like a sweet 16? Did you do something for 16?
No.
Okay. So when you were 16, you had the same feeling that you had when you was 19? About turning 19, turning 16, you had the same kind of feeling like, I'm just 19.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, the only difference was obviously high school versus now in college, but I'm a teenager still. It's still 19, like it didn't.
Okay. When did you start drinking?
Well, I mean, in the country, you just pick up drinks when you're little. So
okay. That's true. I know that too well.
I got country grandparents, so
I know that too well.
I don't know.
Well, let's say this: when in your teenage years, did you like actively, what I'm saying, like, okay, I'm doing this. This is the social thing, after a football game or party, et cetera, like.
Honestly, I guess never then, because like every time I would go to my grandparents' house or my dad's house in the country, it would already be there. So it wasn't anything like, okay, I need to chill out with my friends and drink. Like it wasn't nothing special.
Okay, so it was pretty casual.
Yeah.
You just pick up a drink at any point.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a lot of bad parenting going on.
Bad grandparenting.
Bad grandparenting. Damn it. What's crazy? I had the same thing. I was driving. And I think I was maybe 10, 11 years old. But even before then, like I would be 6, 7, 8, and my dad would put me on his lap, and he would mash the gas. It was like a straightaway street, and I have to hold it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, this is driving. And he was like, yeah, this is driving.
How they do to you?
Yeah.
Too.
So you learn a lot of stuff. I learned how to clean a gun, sharpen a knife, and you learn how to drink.
Yeah, they always would take like a little bit, put on your lip, taste a little bit, just laugh at you when you make the face.
Yeah, my grandpa even gave me tobacco. I had some tobacco.
He
had that red man. He had that red man tobacco.
I didn't have no tobacco.
But I didn't know I wasn't supposed to. I thought when you chew it, you're supposed to. The juice you're supposed to swallow. Oh man, the fucking work. It's like trying to drink the juice from a backwood. Like if you took a backwood and juiced it, that's what tobacco juice, mouth, spit, whatever, oral fluids. but that's why, and he said, that's why you think I keep my cup. He keep a little bottle cup. I was like, that's
Just spit into it?
disgusting. And even that, like either they spit on the ground all the time, or you think a smoker spits. See, a tobacco chewer. A tobacco chewer?
Tobacco?
Tobacco.
You put an A on it.
Man, he had that red, man. He wasn't no joke with that.
Tobacco.
Yeah, shout out to our grandparents. We not knocking them. We love our grandparents,
That was a different day, a different time.
But I don't know, maybe just getting a little tad bit of that, kind of, let you walk on the wild side, and maybe introduced it to you younger, and you was not as naive. You kind of maybe know how to deal with certain things when they came about. You think that had something to do with it? Because I think our generation, shout out to our generation, we some motherfuckers. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that was born in the 80s. I'm sorry.
But,
Them
okay.
80s and them, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, man. We came out the crack era and everything, man.
Dude, just make his own rules.
I'm sorry about that. Y'all, bleep. Okay, bleep. And, but, we were something else, man. I think we were resilient. Look at it, the generation today. They cool. I like them. They real savvy. They tech savvy. They sharp, But we was something else, though. I think our grandparents really helped us out, because I don't see kids and their grandparents really interacting like that.
That's true.
So,
but like us as grandparents, we more like we busy, we got stuff to do. We ain't finna babysit no kids. We ain't watching no kids.
Hold on. What do you mean us as grandparents?
I'm saying like there's some people that are our age that are grandparents.
Wait, I'm 36. You what? 33.
I'm just saying like
there's 33-year-old grandparents.
People having kids real young these days.
There's 33-year-old grandparents.
People having kids these young. You can have kids at like 13.
I mean, but I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying, what are we doing here with a 33-year-old grandparent?
I'm just saying, like, you have our age, then you have our parents. You know what I'm saying? Our parents don't watch kids either like that. They be like, they busy. They got stuff to do. They want to be out.
Well, my mom had me at 18. How old was your mother when she had you?
26.
She was 26? Well, your mom was well seasoned into her life.
She chose to live her life.
Yeah. She did her thing. You know what I'm saying? My mom had me fresh out the gate. Like fresh out the gate.
It be like that sometimes.
That's what you do when you're hanging out, trying to be in them bar rooms out there in New Orleans. Shout out to my moms, I love her so much. She's awesome. Shout out to Toni moms too,
Absolutely.
She's awesome. Shout out to the moms, man, and our parents and our dads and everything,
Aw, he's feeling so loving today. The new year got him in a positive, happy spirit.
Well, I'm just saying, it's the new year. We got to set the tone right, it's something I said I want to do this year, and just going forward, kind of just give people their roses a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
I hate that phrase, but okay.
Yeah, it's the cliche phrase. But, I think it's just important just to, kind of just give people their attaboy, they pat us on the back. You know what I'm saying? I guess you want to call it. There's a lot of people out here grinding, in different industries, and that we get a chance to interact with, and including ourselves.
And we're definitely going to get into that throughout the show. Yeah. But first, as we continue the show, because we have a whole show to do, we are going to play the first song of the day. It is Candice McCaddy. Candice Mackey.
Get it right, okay? Since you want to reel me back, you get it right, okay?
You took so long, the thought was in my head, and you was just dwelling out.
The thought is not in your head when it's on the paper.
Anyway, Candice Mackey, Day and Night. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to ATL's Next 100. Y'all listen to this song and let us know what you think.
We lit!
Trying to come my way when she's not around. You always want to play these games, but baby, time is up. I can't let you waste no more time on us. No more time on us. You can't keep calling me. Seems like everywhere I go, you're on to me. Don't know what you want. Is it her?
texting and calling, I'm having flashbacks when I put it down on her. Face in the pillow, climb on it. Then I'm getting fed breakfast in the morning, huh? She love the way a nigga beat it up. Before I work out, a nigga gotta eat his lunch. Legs open and I'm going in. But how far do she want me in? Not deep enough to be that boyfriend. You got a man that you so into, but he can't lay the pipe like this maintenance do. When I place my tool, get misconstrued. Can't lead number one for late nights at 2. Even though we do, had the greatest sex ever. 100 other reasons why we couldn't be together. A nigga know better, but he still do wrong. Coming over, don't set the alarm, girl.
I'm all on your mind. You can't keep calling my line. If she keeps searching, she'll find something so wrong that feels right. She knows that you're lying, saying you're hers when you're mine, knowing you're wasting your time. 'Cause I'm on your mind. You can't keep coming back. You don't know how to act. Every time I try to run away from you, you're trying to find a way to get me back to you. Day and night, I'm all on your mind. You can't keep calling my line. If she keeps searching, she'll find something so wrong that feels right. She knows that you're lying, saying you're hers when you're mine, knowing you're wasting your time. 'Cause I'm on your mind day and night.
ATL's Next 100. Number one station for hip hop and R&B.
If there's something hot to talk about, whatever it is, you know that we gon' put it out here on Tony's Hot Tea Topics. Tony's Hot Tea Topics tonight.
All right, okay, lovers and losers, it is time for the segment that everyone enjoys. It's time for us to just pop our head up to mainstream and see what they got going on because, you know, we stay on the ground down here. But anyway, first thing on the list, Nicki Minaj is getting sued for $2 million because a local Queens rapper says that she stole his song, Rich Sex, that she has put on her album. And he's saying, you know what? I showed it to her back in 2016. And all of a sudden, I just look up and it's on her album, and she stole it, and she owed me $200 million for it. So Nicki has just $200 million, yes, for that one song.
200. That's a lot for one song.
Hey,
Okay, let us hear some of your other stuff. The guy who made it.
Well,
we might could determine if the 200 million might be like worthy because the song hasn't come out yet, right?
the song is out. It's on her album.
Okay.
It's an active song.
Okay.
However, the way that you do it is you ask for high because you know they're gonna lowball you anyway. So you go super high and then y'all negotiate to whatever. And if you're starting already in the millions, even if you come out with 1,500,000,
we got to hear the rest of his song
you already
catalog.
come up. Either way, he said he showed it to her. She stole it. He want his points. Okay, so Nicki, I don't know what you're finna do with that, but you know a lot of artists get songs stolen and ideas stolen. If you know, stop showing it to the mainstream people. Put out yourself. Or find your artist that's
Brinks
independent.
billions.
Like, y'all all trying to throw your stuff at these celebrities, and then you get surprised when they take it.
We need to hear some more of your stuff. I'm gonna go take a look at Brinks billions. Let me notate that.
Okay, well go ahead and notate that.
Billions.
So his name is Brinks Billions. If
Not
y'all want to go
millions.
look him up and see, you know, what's in his catalog, I don't know.
Let's listen to him. Let's see.
I
Let's see
don't
if he
know.
got a 200. If he made one, then he probably got two.
He should have a whole plethora of
Right.
songs. So I mean, to present it to Nicki Minaj and she feel like she need to take it, or if she took it allegedly, because you know we don't know.
Right.
But also Atlanta is wide open. And the world knows it. And that has been brought to the attention of the world as they all show us what is going on at the Republic Lounge. If many of y'all have heard that there was a whole brawl and beat down brothel or whatever they was doing down there because they had a party for New Year's Eve calling all out-of-towners because for some reason, everybody knows, come to Atlanta. If you can't do nothing in your city, come to Atlanta and we'll let you take over and ruin ours because that seems to be the thing that's going on right now.
I know the hotel industry was like, hell yeah.
Right. So
little 1-2 night stays, hell yeah.
At Republican Lounge, if y'all know, there were several injured and 3 stabbed. There is a video going around with somebody live stream what they had going on. They have like a whole bunch of people yelling and running and the mess. One video shows like the whole slow-mo of the aftermath, like all the trash on the floor, the blood on the seats and everything. But guess what?
That's a lot.
That did not stop Republic Lounge from opening the next day on New Year's Day because they cleaned that up and everybody was still back in line for the day of New Year's
Biohazard.
So Corona is not available. I don't know what kind of cleaners they use to get blood and everything off the seats and everything, but they was back at it again.
They must have diluted that lye real good.
I guess.
They had to dilute that lye with some they probably did probably 2% lye, probably did like 5% bleach, probably did like some baking soda or something like that.
I don't know.
Pine salt and some Fabuloso.
I don't know what they did to bring that together, but they did it. Okay, so y'all, if y'all still
nasty.
partying, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
it was disgusting. The people that ordered food the next day and then,
hey, I'm just reporting the news.
That's nasty.
But with that in mind, Sweet Lounge has called for all restaurants and venues to just kind of put a shut to the out-of-towner parties. They want y'all to close it down and not have any more out-of-towner parties so we can kind of send them on back home on their way and we can resume as usual. They're saying, they're asking all other places to kind of, follow suit so we can try to get Georgia back in line. I don't know if that's going to be enough because Atlanta likes to party. We don't know how to sit down. So good luck with that journey, Sweet Lounge. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, Atlanta's just one of them places where it's like, nigga, we gonna party. It's the home of the Freaknik, so they like, shit, if we can't Freaknik, we gonna party with our clothes on.
Right, and everybody knows that across the world. And with that in mind, keep in mind, COVID-19 2.0 has started its journey. There is a new variant in Colorado where the governor of Colorado has stated, there has been the first case of a new variant strand of COVID-19. So now we got COVID 2.0 wandering the streets. It has come from UK to here. So they say. I'm sure we'll find out more details as the world turns because we found out about COVID-19 in different sporadic moments in different parts. So I'm sure we'll find out about 2.0 as it develops. So y'all stay tuned. Mask up, wash your hands. People are roaming around with COVID and not saying a single word.
At all.
The person that you be like, oh, I know my homeboy. He ain't gonna never tell me. He gonna tell me if he had COVID. Lies, y'all. Lies, deceit.
And garbage.
And garbage. Okay?
Garbage.
Like, it is not true. So if you out here trusting somebody with your life.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, don't. Because people is lying. And I'm noticing that people that say they had COVID, they just living freely. They just walking about. They be like, oh yeah, I had COVID. Hey girl.
And they acting like it's a common cold.
Back up.
They acting like it's a common cold. It's like, come on. If you had COVID, stay home.
Back up. Okay. I need one. I don't know. Nobody has told me the rules of the after COVID journey. Like everybody be like, oh, they tell me to quarantine for 14 days and then I can leave. Like, are y'all going to get retested? Are y'all taking something? Because I haven't heard that there's any like medicine for it. So y'all just, oh, I'm sick. Let me sit for 14 days and then I can leave again. Like
do you take some Theraflu, like extra strength Theraflu? Like do you take penicillin pills or something? Like what else do you do? There's just 14 days of staying away from somebody.
Right.
So if you're a household,
and are y'all cleaning your houses after that?
If you're a household, right, then if wife have it, then does that mean kids have to quarantine with? How do they do that? How do they do that in the house?
A lot of people that I have been hearing says that they put the particular person in a special room and they have to stay in that room
for 14 days.
For 14 days.
Oh, that's a lot.
I'm just telling y'all what I heard. I don't know if y'all got some other news. Then y'all make sure y'all tell me because I'm just.
Please y'all hit us up and let us know how this go.
If you have had COVID
Let us know how you handled it through them 14 days.
What do the doctors tell you to do after you've had that little quarantine for 14 days? Is it like, okay, quarantine and go out? Is it like, take these pills and, you straight? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it like the cure for syphilis? Like, what is it like? I need to know.
I don't think they got a cure for syphilis.
Or gonorrhea? Yeah. Which one had a cure?
I don't think syphilis, because that's what took Al Capone out. I don't think.
Gonorrhea.
I don't think they got a cure for syphilis.
Whichever one you got to take the pill for.
You know what I'm saying?
How does it work? Somebody just let me know. Either way, keep washing your hands and wear your mask because people was lying.
Yeah, for real. And stop tongue kissing. That's nasty. All that tongue kissing and all that French kissing and shit. Do they even all the French? They ain't French kissing no more. Kids don't even speak that wee shit. They just be putting tongue. I think it's just kissing. I don't think they put a special variant on it anymore. Somebody hit you with slip a little tongue on you back in the day. You're like, whoa.
You're being mannish.
Whoa. You gotta push her head like that. Ooh.
That's what you was doing. It was people out there really, really tongue kissing.
Well, I mean, early tongue kissing was a bit much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just met you. Like, I only been knowing you like two school seasons, like two school years.
Seasons.
Two school years. Like, come on, wait till we get seniors to be doing all that.
I cannot.
I wasn't tongue kissing in no. Was you tongue kissing drinking back in the day? With your grandparents let you sit up there with your little male friends coming mosey on down the road?
Listen, now my parents used to let me drink, and grandparents let me drink, but they was not having no boys all up in there. That ain't what we do.
Okay, cool. But
that ain't what we do.
You were raised then.
But anyway, all eyes are on Future and his boo thing as they're trying to figure out, is he secretly married or is he just filming a video? As a picture has surfaced with his new boo, Des Dior. She had on a wedding dress and he got on the tux. It was all smoky and colorified out there.
You got another Dior in the house.
Everybody's a Dior. Like, that's the name.
That's
like,
the name.
everybody, I'm going to change my last name to
Toni Dior.
No, actually, y'all, I have decided to call myself the Duchess. If y'all have been watching Bridgerton, y'all know that I am now
the fucking Duchess.
The Duchess, okay?
Like, you should hit it with a Duchess. Where's Duchess at?
We'll get back to that.
Okay.
Let me finish Tony.
Shit.
Also,
she actually won a battle too. We'll tell y'all about that later.
Master P is trying to buy Reebok with his partner, NBA guard Byron Davis. It is going for $2.4 billion. And Master P said, "Hey, say less. When can we sign the contract? Because we're financially ready and available."
That's that New Orleans product right there. Shout out to him.
Is that a good thing or bad thing? I don't know.
I think it's good.
If anybody want to buy me those Cardi B Reeboks that she just came out with, I would like them in red and black. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
And I bet you she probably gonna rock the red and black ones with a
one
home team. I'm not gonna even say that, with a home team's jersey or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely will.
Yeah, scratch your head on that one.
Rise up.
Yeah. Who that?
But also, last but not least, on my list of Tony's hot tea topic, I gave y'all a lot today, but Ayanla, Fix My Life is no longer fixing your life. Well, not on TV anyway. She says the energy that comes with that is something she does not want. She said y'all are too concerned with how she look and what she, her hair, her nails and everything. And she out here trying to cure people and heal people and y'all not seeing that. So if y'all want to see her, y'all need to book her because she's done with TV for right now. And that's all I got for you, lovers and losers. Thank y'all.
And I really liked her. I felt like she was awesome at her job.
Well,
she's very truthful.
She felt like, as one African American thing, we weren't as open to healing as we needed to be.
Right.
Because she had a lot of segments when it comes to us African Americans, we just can't get it together.
Right.
And then, like I told you prior, the media world, she said, is really tainting. She says, she's trying to find a positive vibe, a positive energy, and she's trying to help and heal some people. She feels she has a gift, and y'all are not understanding what that gift is. So she's gonna go ahead and close
people
it
not
off
appreciate it.
To the mainstream.
It's easy for modern day people not to appreciate things. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So lovers and losers, y'all have a great moment day. We got a lot of show left. We're gonna play the next song. It is actually Freaky Shit by T-Dot. And we got a great comedian coming in, so y'all better tune in and laugh with us, all right? Bye.
We lit!
Atlanta's Next 100.
Crazy.
Yeah. She ride the dick like a rodeo. I I hit from the back while she grind slow. She know what she doing, she trained to go. Keep giving her dope till she overdose. Stay on that freaky shit, that's why I love her. Bring her best friend and we fuck her together. No questions asked, she do what I tell her. I fuck with her heavy cause she with whatever. She like that freaky shit. She like that freaky shit. She like that freaky shit, that's why I love her. Bring her best friend and we fuck her together. No questions asked, she do what I tell her. I fuck with her heavy cause she been whatever. She like that freaky shit, that's why I love her. Don't lie to each other, we keep it 100. No matter time of day, night or the morning. I just bang a line whenever I want it. She got that web with that super soaker. We don't even talk, she just bust it open. I got that magic stick, she got the potion. I put on my gear and I dive in the ocean. Damn, I can't lie, my shorty the goat. When she sucking my dick, all I feel is the throat. She a big gon' freak like Megan, that's why I don't mind when she driving the boat. When we together, she gon' get litty, especially me when I'm going at that Henny. I kiss on that neck while she play on my Jimmy. I rub on the kitty and suck on her titties. She got a body, some bitches to kill for. Small titties, ass real though. I got her in my bed on all fours, banging her head on her headboard. She like when I fuck her and look in her eyes, or grip on her ass while I suck on her thigh. Say I fuck her like no other guy. Girl, you tripping, you already know why. She ride the dick like a rodeo. I hit from the back while she grind slow. She know what she doing, she trained to go. Keep giving her dope till she overdose. Stay on that freaky shit, that's why I love her. Bring her best friend and we fuck her together. No questions asked, she do what I tell her. I fuck with her heavy cause she with whatever. She like that freaky shit. She like that freaky shit. She like that freaky shit, that's why I love her. Bring her best friend and we fuck her together. No questions asked, she do what I tell her. I fuck with her heavy cause she been whatever. She like that freaky shit. Yes indeed, that's why she hate when I gotta leave. Cause I drive stick like it's Need for Speed. Beat the boss up like Apollo Creed. She got a body, you paint on the canvas. And her pussy be sweeter than candy. Swear to God, she stole my heart like a bandit. Niggas they want her but know they can't have her. I ain't gotta tell her, she know what I like. She ain't a rapper but she rock a mic. Pop a few beans, get high as a kite. Then get on top and ride me like a bike. Now put that ass up, put your face in the pillow. Now throw that ass back to me, girl, while I drink. Call me the man, you know I deliver. So fuck what you heard, you know I'm that nigga. If never you wrong, I wanna be right. That pussy's so good and you keep that shit tight. I think it's the best I done had of my life. Fuck around, we getting married tonight. She love when I fuck her and look in her eyes. So grip on her ass while I suck on her thigh. Say I fuck her like no other guy. That's a damn truth, girl, you wanna know why? She ride the dick like a rodeo. I hit from the back while she grind slow. She know what she doing, she trained to go. Keep giving her dope till she overdose. Stay on that freaky shit, that's why I love her. Bring her best friend and we fuck her together. No questions asked, she do what I tell her. I fuck with her heavy cause she with whatever. She like that freaky shit. She like that freaky shit. She like that freaky shit, that's why I love her. Bring her best friend and we fuck her together. No questions asked, she do what I tell her. I fuck with her heavy cause she
Understand something. Atlanta's home for hip hop and R&B.
It's a hip hop and R&B flavor.
And don't get it twisted. ATL's Next 100.
All right, and we back.
We are back. First, before we get into it, I want to just say, if y'all independent artists or small businesses, if y'all got something popping that's lit in the city and y'all want people to come out and see y'all and vibe with y'all and come out to your event, let us know. Hit us in the DM with a good flyer. Or a bad one. I mean, we don't care. Hit us in the DM with the flyer.
We kind of
care.
Don't do no crappies. Don't do no crappy-ish.
Well, he can. But anyway, send it to our Facebook. Send it to Duke, mine. Send it to the Litt Netwrk so we can get you on, so we can let the people know what you got going on. In 2021, we are supporting you. And if you don't want us to support you, we don't like you either. But we have comedian Jen Thomas in the building, y'all.
Give me some claps. Give me some claps for Jen. That's Duval's finest, correct?
Right, Duval County, yeah.
Okay.
Where's Duval County?
That's Florida. Oh, that's Jacksonville, right?
Okay, Jacksonville. You got to say it different. Like you said it too subtle.
Well, I'm not from there, so you
gotta accept that. We got to be like an announcer,
right? So I'm trying to teach you, sir.
All right, get it to me.
When you see somebody from Duval, you got to be like,
oh wait, let me do it.
You ready?
All right.
You see me? Okay, I was just.
All right, everybody. As y'all know, it is time for the show, and we got Jen Thomas in here from Duval County.
Was that it?
Okay, she got it.
Can I get my turn? All right, everybody. We're rocking with Litt Netwrk. We got Jen Thomas in the building from Duval.
Okay.
That was it?
You got it, boy.
Okay.
You got it.
I got to drop it. You got to drop it.
I feel comfortable now, boy.
I had to put some headers on it.
Yeah,
I had to put some dual exhaust on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I hear that album, I want to steal something. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm about to steal something.
So how long have you been in Atlanta?
I've been in Atlanta 6 years now. 6 years in the A.
What brought you here? What brought you here?
Comedy.
Comedy?
I came here to live my dream. They said this was the Black Hollywood. I said, I'm on the way.
Did you visit before? Did you come here and do some shows and stuff like that before you moved here?
Yeah. Now, let's make sure we're clear. I was born in Augusta, Georgia.
Okay.
And then my mom, when I was young, my mom got married. We moved to Jacksonville. I was raised in Duval. But my dad...
What age were you when you moved?
Oh, man. I probably was like 8 or 9, something. So very young. Went to elementary in Jacksonville all the way up.
Okay.
But I used to come home because my dad is military. He lives in Marietta.
Okay.
So I came to Atlanta every summer to be with my dad. So I was familiar with Atlanta, but as a kid. But I never experienced as an adult. But yeah. Okay. So I knew about the A. But what made me come here is the comedy, and I was like...
So how's the comedy scene in Jacksonville and the surrounding area?
Well, and do you go back?
I go home. Starting out in Jacksonville, when I started, I've been in comedy 10 years now. But when I started, it wasn't a lot of spots. It was only like 2 spots in my city, and one was really technically outside because it was about 30 minutes outside of Jacksonville. Okay. We were in McClenny, so it wasn't a whole lot of comedy, but we had comedy. So I had about 5 or 6 people I started with, and that was it. It wasn't a whole lot of comedians, but it was either you went to I can't remember the comedy club. It was a comedy club there, or you went to a black-owned comedy club, which was outside of Jacksonville.
Okay, all right, cool. It was something I wanted to ask you. That it just popped up in my head on the way here.
What was it?
I forgot what it was.
Make it good.
I forgot what it was, but I mean I have several questions.
Okay.
Secondly, I know you told me you have kids. You have children.
I have kids, yes.
You have children. How do you use that comedy as a mother? In, you know what I'm saying? In, that material. Do you get into that a lot, or do you just kind of keep your family out of it? Because I've been struggling with that, trying to incorporate family experiences and stories, and about family and the colorful characters I have in my family. Do you do that a lot in your comedy, or how do you approach that?
Well, I mean, over time I've evolved, but at first I really didn't talk about my family a lot because when it's my family, I love my family, so I was like, I don't know. Right. But over time I got comfortable. I do a little bit about my kids, a little bit about my mom, so I kind of talk about everything now. But it took me to get comfortable with it. I think in comedy, people don't realize you have to, you kind of have to get vulnerable. So that's the process. So you don't just jump in talking about your family because that's stuff you love. So you have to find a way to be comfortable with talking about it first. So I've recently, the last few years, kind of incorporated my family a little bit more. I really didn't talk about it a lot, but now I do. I talk about a little bit of everything.
Okay.
So is it hard to get vulnerable? Like when that transition hit, like was it like, dang, I'm really like not sure if I want to do it, or was it like, okay, it's time for me to go ahead and boss up and throw this in here?
Okay. Now, how clean we got to be on this radio? Because I don't know what we doing.
I mean, be you. We want you to be you.
You know what I'm saying? We comic view with a nice heavy dose of Def Jam.
Y'all
we only don't want you to say the F word.
Okay.
And the P word.
Oh, good. That gives me a lot.
And kind of scale back on the N word.
Oh, man.
Okay. Damn it, man. We stressing you out.
Yeah, stressing me now. I can't be myself. Shit. No, I think you have to get. What finally got me to a place like this game have to beat you up so much. Like you have to go through a transition where you finally be like, you know what? I don't care about what nobody say. I don't care about what nobody think of me. And you just have to get tired of what everybody think you should be. And when you get right there, you kind of be like, all gloves off. I had to get there. So that for me, it was.
How long did that take you? How many years did that take you to get to that point in your 10 years of doing comedy?
After I came out the Cat Tour, so by 2018, coming out the tour, I got there coming out the tour because after you
was it the tour that kind of helped push you across that line?
The tour helped me push because when I came out the tour, how people started being with me. And the little smart comments and a little subtle hate, and it was just like, you know what, I'm like tired of all y'all MFers, you know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. So, and everybody feel like they can tell you how to be. So at a certain point, you be like, man, forget y'all. I'm just gonna be me, and you just get comfortable. So probably about 18, I just was like, man, I'm gonna do me.
So since we're already talking about the tour, what did that journey to get up to the tour look like for you? And when you got it, what was that feeling like?
The journey to it was, oh God, it was the toughest thing I ever did. Literally, when I tell people I see why people don't go after their dreams. Like me leaving my city and what I was comfortable with, everything I knew to come to Atlanta. To me, I laugh now because I've been here a while, but I remember the first time coming to Atlanta and seeing the city, man, I was so intimidated. I'm like, oh my God, this city's so big. They gonna swap. Like, I was intimidated. Then when you go on the stages, everybody was funny here. So being funny it just ain't enough in Atlanta. Everybody's funny. And it's not, Then I went through such a tough time because I had quit my job. I used to work for GM, and I quit my job. I moved here. I had to move in with my sister, take a little rinky-dink job. Right. I was struggling. Had to go to the food bank to get food, I was just like...
Oh, sacrifice.
So I just got in a position where you have to be hungry. I listen to Les Brown. That's a motivational speaker. You never know what that means until you in it. You have to be hungry. Like, I lost my car. I lost friendships. People who was like, oh, you think you all there because you moving to Atlanta? People that was really close to me, I lost. I lost relationships. I was supposed to get married in 2018. I had to call off my wedding. I lost relationships, friendships. So to lose so much at one time, you be like, oh my God. Like,
am I making the right decision here?
Right.
And then at that time, you have how many kids exactly?
I have 3 kids total.
So, and at that time, you had those 3 with you?
That's I had my kids. And then it's one thing for me to struggle, but when you start seeing your kids have to, like when I couldn't get my boys that haircut every week, and then I couldn't send them on trips. They send a little school for them, like, oh, it's $40 to go. I'm like, I ain't even got it. So when it starts affecting your children, that'd be different. That's a different hurt. It was like, am I doing the right thing? So either way it goes, long story short, that was my journey, a little choppy, but I'll tell you my moment leading up to Cat Williams. In 2017, I opened for Cat. I had got a call. They was like, Cat, look for a female or whatever. And they called me. I opened for Cat in 2017 at the Phillips. I did a good job. Now, normally the headliners don't watch you perform. So I didn't think Cat saw me because I couldn't see him. He did see me. So after the show, he told me he thought I was very funny. And he was like, you very funny. Do you travel? And I was like, yeah, I travel. That was 2017. A year went by. And I don't share this with y'all, but I'm a woman of God, even though I'm not perfect. God was dealing with me like I was working for a printing company. Right. Now, a year went by, mind you. And the Lord was dealing with me like, it's time to quit your job. You better go on tour. And I was like, quit my job, bro. I'm barely paying my bills. You want me to quit my job? But in all my fear, I put it to the side and I quit my job. I just jumped. And I was doing little stuff around the city for like a couple of months and trying to drive Lyft and hustle here and there. Make shirts. I print my own shirts. I was printing shirts and doing open. I was hustling. Right. But stuff was starting to get cut off. I was engaged at the time. And I was just like, Lord, I done made the wrong decision. I thought God was talking to me, Right. And I literally had my phone in my hand and I was about to start looking for a job on Indeed. I never forget. I went to go look for a job and I got a phone call personally from Cat Williams. He was like, Jen, you ready? You ready to come out of town? I got 3 shows. It's gonna be like 3 cities. It was like Chicago. I can't remember the other 2 cities. And I was like, this is not Cat, first of all. Because his voice
He don't know my number.
Right, he don't know my number. And his voice is different. Like, you hear his voice on stage. His phone voice is different. So I didn't think it was Cat. So he was like, send me your ID, send me your everything so I can get you a flight. I'm like, oh, it is Cat. Like, and then it hit me. So it was kind of like that movie in The Pursuit of Happiness. You can't even cry. Because you be like,
you in shock.
Yeah. Finally, Lord. Jeez. It just be so overwhelming. Yeah. Like, I felt like I made it. Yeah, like, and then when I got there, the rest is history. I only supposed to did 3 shows, which is what he told me. Right. But after we came back to Atlanta after the 3 cities, and I remember pulling up to the airport, and he looked at me and he was like, do you want to do the tour? I want you to finish the tour. It was a 100-city tour. And that moment right there was the moment for me. Like,
was that the ball and like?
That was the moment. I ain't crying in front of him. I was a thug in front of him. But
fuck that shit, man. I'll take it.
But when I got in that car, boy, I was like, God, thank you. Yeah. Never would have made it,
Yeah.
But so it's worth it. It's worth it. And even after the tour, you think, okay, boom, I'm there. You still got to work. Like, I'm still working. I'm still trying to make my way. Because that was just one moment in the many moments that you'll have.
Let me ask you about that being a highlight, the upside. What's one of the, I guess, worser moments or not so good moments, though, but was definitely a lesson learned type of thing. Have you had that happen in comedy yet so far?
Yes. When I first started comedy, this is when I drove to Atlanta. I was working for a GM.
Right.
They was bringing Apollo back. Y'all remember Apollo?
Yeah.
Okay, they was doing a remake of Apollo with Toni.
Okay.
So I drove up. I auditioned. I only had probably about 6 minutes of comedy,
Right.
to be honest. But I was like, I'm going. Same thing. God, I was like praying, and God showed me like they having an audition in Atlanta. I had $20 to my name. I put them $20 in my little car, drove to Atlanta on faith, audition, and I got the audition. They flew me to New York. That was my first time ever flying.
Right.
Went to New York. I do Apollo, right? They teaching them the boo. They like, boo, y'all practice the boo. And I'm shaking in my boots. I go on with my little 3-4 minutes of comedy, and I hit them with the joke, which I was practicing in my city, but it was more of a down south joke. I hit them with the joke. The crowd was looking at me like, what? I almost died. Now, mind you, we back home having parties and junk because it's going to air on TV. Baby, I barely made it. The second joke, so I switched gears, like, oh, they hated that. I hurry up and came out the joke, hit them with a New York joke, like, New York, I just was mimicking New Yorkers, and you only had to last for a couple seconds. So they started laughing at that, and it was enough time for me to win, but it was the most, and to this day, I hate to see it. And then I read the comments, and they was killing me like, oh, this fat B, and she ain't da-da-da. They always say you don't read the comments. So I go home.
Read the comments.
Every time you say don't read the comments,
everybody
read the comments.
I'm going to read the comments.
Right. Like, why I can't read the comments? What's in the comments?
Girl, I see why they said don't read it. But this was the most embarrassing part. They had announced at my job that I was going to be on BET. So they was having watch parties. And everybody was watching me barely make it. And my daddy and my family is hilarious. They don't care about your feelings. My dad was like, girl, you ain't really nothing. You know what I'm saying? My auntie them were like, you need to try something else, So
that was made it, girl.
Yeah, that was the moment I learned to like be prepared. Like and you can't just freestyle. I was so new then. I thought I could just freestyle. I'm funny. And when I got there, TV is different. Like, they have to go through every single thing you say, and every word you say has to be approved. I didn't know that. So I needed that, though. But it was a hard lesson.
I was on Clubhouse early, and I heard Rodney Perry talking about the whole experience with Comic View, the whole experience of, and some other comedians was on there talking about just their experience with Def Jam, and how they had to, I think Comic View was telling them how they had to type out their set.
Yeah, so
turn it in.
BET,
and they were checking their clothes. They told me you had to check. Did they check their clothes and all that?
Yeah, you got to come in. They do
not too much white or not too much this or something like that, right?
Correct. Okay. So you come in. And
what's the purpose of that exactly?
Because they have to be able to see you on TV because of the way they film it.
Okay.
And then, I never forget. I had a joke about Waka Flocka. They was like, "Well, you can't do that joke because we have a business relationship with Waka Flocka." So some stuff you say is just they have business relationship with that person on their network, and you can't say certain words. Like the word retarded, you can't say that on TV. Okay. So, but when you are a comedian watching TV and you seeing like Cat Williams and Kevin Hart and all these different comedians saying, Bernie Mac them, you like, I could say wild stuff too.
You ain't earned your
not
dues.
On the beginning, probably later, but not on, in the beginning.
Yeah. Have you now that we're talking about restrictions? I heard that some through through talking to a lot of veteran comedians and whatnot. It says there's some comedians out here that'll have you feature for them, open for them, or however, and they would give you restrictions on what they would like you to stay away from, topics that they would like you to stay away from, material they want you to not cover. Right. Is that something familiar to you? Have you heard about that? Are you aware of that, or have you even experienced that before with a comedian?
I heard about it. I had a small experience, but I don't need approval. I probably will never do a show with him again because I'm going to do me when I go out there. I'll be like, all right, I got you. And then I'm going to go do what I'm going to do.
Right. And that was the whole thing, the whole fear factor in it is, if you do that so many times over, however, to a certain amount of people and they have a certain level of status, that can hurt you. So talk to us about that and your experiences.
I haven't had I had certain headliners who, were kind of subtle with me, like, what you doing? What I'm more laid back, like, I'm just gonna have fun. So that's how I deal with it. I think you shouldn't be going through your whole set, but that's you. If you want to go and tell them, that's on you. I say, why you telling them? But I have heard other comedians who, with certain people, they have to say, their set, and they ask them not to do it. For me, I feel like I'm not mad at it. I get it.
But I thought a veteran comedian or a headliner would watch you to know. To have you on.
Well, not always. The club sometimes pick the feature.
You're
we're gonna feature. So my thing is, that's why I think you should work hard and write because me, if I can't do that joke, well, I got other jokes.
Right.
So just stretch, because I think we get so caught up in complaining sometimes. It's so easy to be like, oh, you know, they want you to, and don't fall into that. Don't fall into the foolishness that's going around in your city, all the distractions. Like, stay focused. Yeah. Yes, you okay. And if they said you can't do it, what you gonna do now?
Move around.
Write another joke. Do another premise.
But I always tell people, man, you know, just keep. If you look at everything that you deal with, everything has a level of comedy in it.
Right.
From the cereal you choose to eat to spouse something that he or she does, everything has a level of comedy. So you just got to pull the comedy out of the things, you know, when it comes down to what you're seeing, what you're experiencing in your life, you know, and you got to have an array of comedy. Right,
and that's my position. I mean, there's so many things that go around and things that's said, and it's just like, hey, at the end of the day, you have time to listen to all that? Because you should be working.
Right.
So with comedy for you, where do you want it to go? Like some people, I noticed they like, okay, I just want to be a comedian. I just want to do stand-up. That's all I want to do. Then you have the people like, you know what, I want to be an actor or actress. You know what I'm saying? I want to take that, you know, avenue. Or you have some people who are like, you know, I'm okay with doing the chicken circuit or whatever y'all call it, like chitlin circuit. Like I just like that platform. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I like the urban rooms. I don't like the urban rooms. Like, what do you want? Where do you want comedy to take you? Like, is it local, international?
Okay, great question. I want to go international. I want to. My ultimate goal. I want to be one of the first. I won't be but I want to be one of the first Black women to sell out the Madison. I want to sell out the Madison. I want to do movies. I did my first movie last year. That was fun. So I want to do movies. I'll do radio. I want to go wherever you don't.
You gonna let comedy take you? Huh?
So no
and really where God take me, because I don't
Sky's
do everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't do
understand.
everything, and I'm very picky, and I be like, that ain't for me. And even though somebody else might be like, you gonna pass it up? Yeah. Because
what's something that we would, I guess most would say, hey, but that's a great opportunity for you that you may have passed up. Is that something that you're willing to share with us?
Yeah, sure. It's certain platforms now that they have a big following, but I feel like I did a few things on Comedy Hype before.
Okay.
But then to me, Comedy Hype took a turn, and they were becoming very negative and always talking about the beat.
I was just watching something with Earthquake.
Right, and then I met the guy who runs it, and when he first started out, I loved his drive, and he was hungry, and I was so excited for him to build a platform. But I also understand the business that people do like drama and beat. Right. But for me, and I did the platform too. I interviewed when I came off the Cat tour. I also came back and did some stand up. It was trash on there because they didn't have no audience. That's another place I wasn't really nothing. But it was trash. But I was happy that I did it because it was a challenge to me. I think you shouldn't be sad when you need to fail. Because that's what makes you, and we always want to skip that part. Like we don't want to be embarrassed.
They just want the people. Most people just want the valleys.
They just want the
peaks.
The peaks. Yeah. So for me, they invited me to come back, and I was like, no, I wasn't interested. I don't like until they change that. I don't want to be a part of that because I understand it's hard for comedians already. Right. And we give so much to the world. For them to put that extra little layer, it's like, come on, man. Y'all could, and I get it. You ain't have to do that to be successful. You chose it, but you know that it works. So get your money, and hats off to anybody doing. I'm not gonna judge what nobody doing, but I have to say, what do Jen want to do with her brand? And I know I don't want to be affiliated with that if that's a direction. So yes, when they called me, I was like, anybody else be like, that's a good opportunity. They got millions, and that's fine, but it ain't for me.
Yeah. So before you do the Jen tour and take me with you, is there anybody else? Segue, gotta put yourself in there. I'm on the tour, y'all. Okay, right. Y'all heard it here first. You gotta put it in. But I'm not a comedian. I'm just going on the tour.
But you could do the promo. Well, come on now.
Thank you.
It's always I'm giving her a job.
Yeah. I'm here. I just like to travel. I'm here.
Come on with it.
But before you do your own tour, because we're gonna speak that into existence, is there anybody out there that you would want to do a tour with, like any I guess quote unquote famous comedians that you're like,
or non-famous comedian,
or not? I mean.
Who do you appreciate in comedy? From those that we may know to those that we just met. That's tagging along with her question.
Right. Okay. Great. Well, I definitely appreciate Cat Williams. I think a lot of people don't give Cat his flowers. And nobody's perfect, and we try to make everybody perfect, and nobody's perfect. And Cat was a good guy to me. He gave me an opportunity. I'm up and coming. It's not that many vet comedians that take comedians on the road. with them and put them in the beautiful hotels
and segue comedians that are damn good.
Right, and
sometimes
that's
they'll
part.
take comedians that's just super weak for whatever reason.
Right,
but to take you, I've seen you rock.
Right, to take a person who is funny and put them on the road and give them the true experience. So for that, I will always be like to literally fly me on private jets, to put me in the best hotels and suites and give me the experience, and just let me see how things go, and don't mind dropping jewels, don't mind going over your set and telling you where you're good at and what you could work on. Sit down with you, check on you, make sure you're good. So for that, Cat gonna always have that spot. But I do love I wouldn't tour with them. I don't see myself touring with them, but I want to work with them. Just because you, as a comic, who not gonna let you tour with them. But I never know. But I like Mike Epps. Mike Epps is one of my guys. I love him. I would like to work with him. I would definitely like to work with. I'm from Duval County, so of course it's so funny to me that to this day I have never met Lil Duval, and Lil Duval is who gave me a lot of inspiration. That was the first dude I seen from my city win, right. And to see him win in his own lane, right. I want to meet him one day. Like I never even met Lil Duval, so
if y'all know Lil Duval, y'all let him know. Y'all let him know. Hit comedian Jen Thomas up.
But I would like to,
so we all can go on tour,
right? And I don't know that everything ain't meant for you to tour with, so. Right. Even meeting him and dropping jewels, or even if we worked on a project together, that'd be cool to me. Them people I like. As far as females, I do love some more. I would like to meet. I met Lunel. I love Lunel. I would like to meet.
She's awesome.
Monique.
Lunel, I met her a couple times. I met her when she was doing touring with what's his name? The guy who's dealing with Alzheimer's at the moment.
Don't get me. I can't think of it right now.
He back in the days, old school.
Google it.
Yeah,
damn it.
I'm still.
He's a legend. He's he's a living legend.
I know you're talking about. I just can't think of his name. But yeah, Lunel was great. I actually had the opportunity to sit down with Lunel, and she got to kind of told me the way to move as a female in this business. I think you need that. You need a female to tell you how to exist in this business, because to be honest, that's the toughest thing, being a female in this business. And trying to say, put your foot in the cement, like I'm on it. We can all go together. Like I work as hard as you do. So that part, establishing yourself as a female.
So I was on a room listening to a group of comedians talk. And
Richard
it was a
Pryor. They're saying Pryor. Is it Richard Pryor?
No, Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney. Okay.
Paul Mooney.
Thank
Paul
y'all.
Mooney. That's it.
The topic came up about touring in the sense of males and females touring together, and they were saying that a lot of males try to bring a female comic because it's less threatening on what they're on their tour. Like they don't want to bring men mostly because they don't want men talking about the same thing that they're talking about, and vice versa. Women like to bring men because they don't want a female that's going in front of them, or if they're the headliner, now you finna talk about female stuff. I'm a female, you're a female. Do you ever experience that type of thing where you getting blockage based on who you are?
Well, I can't, they have their own experience. I have mine, like I be like, I'm a beast. Like I could rock with all these boys. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't no.
I mean, shit, you on the podcast for 3 men.
I ain't no. You have to see yourself on that. Like I know who I am, and a lot of times these dudes will try to convince you that you ain't got it, and you gotta know, like, I do got it, and you hate that I got it. So for me, my experience is different. If they bringing me because you want somebody funny, like you picking Jen, you want your show to be funny. If you picking, it's other female in this business who beast. Ashima Franklin, a beast. Vanessa Fraction, a beast.
I love them too.
You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
You talking to Lunel, that's a beast. You're not bringing them females because you want a female. Now, we know how the world goes. It is men who like that, and they ain't bringing them females because they want a female twist. They might be bringing them females for some other things, and they ain't gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But not everybody move the same. So if you see a female on the show, I don't want people to say, "Oh, that female on the show because they want a female twist." No, some of these females on that show because they beasts. Like I know beasts. Like I know females who can shut it down, and I've been grateful to come up under those beasts. I was grateful to talk to Lunel. I was grateful to be around Ashima Franklin and Vanessa Fraction, and I also work with Dominique, and you with these ladies, and you like, nah, they got these girls on the show. that ain't about no female because they wanted a show.
Yeah.
And it, you know, and I like Keisha Hunt, all of them. It's some girls out here who put in the work. So when I hear people saying that, I be like, are you working or you just, you know what I'm saying? So some people make excuses. And the truth is not all the time. Do men put women on the show? Some men put it on because they do want a little, at least they giving a female an opportunity. Now what you do with that opportunity depends on the female comedian. So we can all guess as why that person on the show, but I'm hoping that they're on the show because they're giving 100%.
So let me ask you this: if you could put a show together, that's pretty much all women, who would you pick? You know, for your headliner, for your feature, and for opener and a host. That arrangement.
Taking me out if I just you want
you
me on?
You could be in it. You're a talent.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we was.
Yeah.
Barbara Carlisle.
Oh, and she's what?
Barbara Carlisle.
I know her, but she
I'm
would be
saying
headliner. She would be feature. She would be host.
if it's my imagination and I'm putting it together, of course, you know I'm gonna say I'm the headliner.
Okay, so you
headliner.
I'm
a headliner, but if we in reality, Barbara Carlisle the headliner. Come on.
Okay.
It's Barbara.
Okay.
But Barbara Carlisle, Lunel.
Okay.
So the order will be like the host, Ashima, because I just like her energy.
Yeah.
And actually, I have to change that. I like Vanessa because Vanessa be singing and getting it. She ain't afraid to get in the crowd.
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to have Ashima because she know how to get them. E Duchess because she a beast. Shout out to E.
I love her.
E because she gonna bring you that hood but classy, you know.
Yeah.
Then you got to bring in. I gotta bring in Dirty South. What am I do? My ladies run this
motherfucker.
Yeah. I gotta bring in her.
Yeah.
And then we got to take it down a notch and give you that, you know, that classy Barbara Carlisle.
Yeah, I love Barbara.
And bring it back up with Lunel.
And she's so subtle with her comedy.
She's so
subtle.
Smart.
Very sharp.
She's very
and
smart
crafty.
and witty and crafty. Yeah. I love the way she writes. She is like you on a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's like that funny ass grandma that come in there and know she know you smoking. She ain't gonna tell your daddy.
Right,
I'm gonna tell your mama because your mama holds secrets.
Right.
You know, she hit you with some shit. You be like,
what? So Luna, I mean, it's so many greats. If it was my imagination, it'll be all of those women to me.
That's what's
they
up.
all just
so for the men, if you could put a top something together for the men, who would it be?
Oh man, Cat got a headline.
Okay.
I gotta put Star Cat as headline. I like Cat because not only because I work with him though. When you see somebody go to city like 50, 60 cities and do 30 minutes off the top funny, that's a whole nother level. When he ain't writing it down, he free 30 minutes of hilarious and it's gonna change every city. Like you can't get that.
Yeah.
So it'll definitely be him, Zooman Miller.
Zooman strong.
Zooman, yeah. Zooman Miller. We gotta bring in Carlos Miller. You got to bring in DC Young Fly. I like DC Energy.
I love DC.
Yeah. I love him. And then I have to bring. It's so many. You making me do a list, but I got to do Spence Neal.
Shout out to Spencer. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned Earthquake. He on the show with Earthquake right now. Shout out to Spence Neal.
I think because we got to get in the ones that's right on the cusp. They coming in strong, hosting. You know, it's got to do Tyler Chronicles. I like him as a host, but he has a great set as a headliner too.
He's hilarious.
He can do any. To me, I be like, that's like the black superhero in comedy. They be like, what else?
Yeah, he writes.
And Black Ron, I got to shout out my boy Black Ron. So that's my top. It's so much funny, but you know, I'm just trying to.
Yeah,
you know, I'm gonna say
to a show.
I can dig it.
All right. Well, we appreciate that. We're gonna take a little break, and we're gonna come back, ask you some more questions. If you want to hang out with us, you can hang out with us. We don't like to hold nobody hostage. Well, we do, but whatever. We're gonna play the next song. It is called "The Sunshine Mix" by B. Boise. I hope I said his last name right, but if I didn't, I'm so sorry. Shout out to my Clubhouse family. This one is for you.
We lit!
Atlanta's Next 100.
Our revolutionaries. So let me ask you guys a few questions. We're in the South. We're in the heart of the South right now. Who fishes? Who knows how to fish? Hands down. Who knows how to hunt? Let's hands down. Who shoots on a regular basis, meaning once or twice? Hands down. And you see how many hands? Who farms or grows their own food right now? Hands down. You ain't ready to oppose nothing. You are as a part of this system as any white person gentrified in this city. And you can't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about because I've lived in this neighborhood long enough to know when 2 out of every 5 yards had a garden in the back.
Sunshine, watch me make it rain. Lifestyles of the joy and the pain. I never been a fan of big chains, but I respect the chiefs from which they came. Another day to try to make it happen. I swear, a lot of y'all shouldn't be rapping. I understand the attraction. Auto-tune yodels with the fake stories of trapping. Shit, picture a dollar with a black face on it. I wonder if niggas would still want it, waving ancestors with so much promise. Still kill for it, be honest. I got youngest from my hood like Van Gogh. They'll paint up your body, but nice with the hands though. Your man's got knocked out cause your man's slow. He was reaching, watch out where them hands go. I remember running home from dudes who didn't have fathers. It wasn't a bother till they learned how to run harder and learn how to run faster. Shit, there's always a red zone for the drive of a bastard. Sometimes there's a chip on the shoulder of the Heisman, and chicks need to just get broke off like Heisman. But then the pressure to bring home a title falls up the vision and vilifies the vitals. My favorite vittles worship false idols, manipulating words from their Bibles. Breaking bread, paying tithes, mortgages, car titles, self-preservation, first law of survival. Watch me make it rain, lifestyle of the joy and the pain. I never been a fan of big chains, but I respect the chiefs from which they came. Sunshine, watch me make it rain, lifestyles of the joy and the pain. I never been a fan of big chains, but I respect the chiefs from which they came. They tell us we nothing, and we believe it. They destroy our history so we can't see it. Black woman is more than a woman, R.I.P. Aaliyah. More than a nanny, more than a mammy, more than a teacher. All shades, all sizes, all features. From chains around the ankles to collecting sneakers. Not to come off like your local preacher. I'm just trying to free my people through these here features. Walk barefooted 500 miles amongst creatures. Snake bite, smell the flesh of our leaders. Dead weight got chained for distraction. Used as bait to protect the stronger factions. Humans, liquor, grass, transaction. For the love of money, the root of the taxing. Evil white man, evil black man. Who do you believe when they all act in? Bathed us in a river that was gold on the surface. Discarded the last few deemed worthless. But naked next to your family shirtless. We all clueless of the reason or purpose of why we were here and where we were going. Next stop was a dungeon next to the ocean. In the dark, standing in shit, knee high. Separated from my family, no longer see mine. In the dark, sleeping in shit, knee high. Above us was church service, while below we cry. Love your fellow man, except these guys. Heaven above them, hell's where we reside. I should've never believed the chief, he lied, man. Through the door of no return, arrived seaside. To sunshine, watch me make it rain. Lifestyles of the joy and the pain. I never been a fan of big chains, but I respect the chiefs from which they came, nigga. Sunshine, watch me make it rain. Lifestyles of the joy and the pain. I never been a fan of big chains, but I respect the chiefs from which they came.
All right, as y'all know, y'all can only hear these exclusives on Atlanta's Next 100, the Litt Network, because we out here playing independent artists all the time. I just want to take a little segment and let y'all know, yes, our rates did go up. So if you want your music in here, you should have got them 2020 rates back in 2020. Now we have 2021 rates, so go ahead and hit us up. If you're serious about your career, if you're serious about your movement, then money should not be the object. You should have a budget. It's called marketing budget. Y'all make sure y'all got that. But back to you.
Hey, that's when somebody puts you in your place with such a subtlety.
Right.
You can't even be mad.
She was like, and yeah, you should plan for that, period.
Yes. If you think you won't go somewhere.
She hurt my feelings. I was like, you know what? All right. I ain't
like, damn, you charging me 2020 because we set this up in 2020.
Right.
But
right.
Back to you. It is more to you than just comedy. You got a business going on. You got a whole brand and clothing line that you got going out. Tell us about it a little bit.
So it's under Gender Jokes LLC, but it's Gravy Thick, just getting women to celebrate their body, love what you are. If you don't like it, then you need to change it, baby. But love it while you got it. Gravy Thick. I also do Thickish, and then I also do a line called No Approval Needed, just to let you know, like, if you have a dream or something you want to go after, stop asking everybody, what you think? Go and do it. No approval needed. So that's what I have. And y'all can find it at www.gravythick.com. I also offer a writing class for anybody who may want to do stand-up. Maybe you want me to go over your set, look over some notes. I also offer a writing class as well. If you're interested in that, you can just hit me on Instagram, and my IG is comedian Jen Thomas.
So let me ask you, touching on that, what motivated you to do comedy 10 years ago back in Duval? Like, what was the kickstart? Like, you know what, I think I can get up there and entertain people.
My story is funny. So I'm naturally shy off the stage. I was in church, and we were having a family and friends day. And the host, whoever was supposed to host our family and friends day, didn't show. But I was goofy. I always like, if me and you in the corner, I'm going to have you cracking up. I'll be whispering funny stuff to you. Long story short, the lady at my church was like, we ain't got nobody to host. Can you do it? And I was like, no, ma'am, because I'm shy. I'm not going to do it. She convinced me to do it. She begged me. And finally I was like, I'll do it. And when I got up there in the pulpit, not the stage, and started joking, I knew it was what I was supposed to do. And everybody started asking me to do their church. But the real reason I stuck to it because I was too afraid to tell them no. They was like, you'll do this. And I was so scared to be like, no, I don't want to do it. Because
the Lord was asking you.
Yeah, no, I was just scared.
Yeah.
I was super shy.
Yeah. You didn't even see the greatness.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't want to do it. It took me. I had been doing comedy like 6 years before I even ever said to myself like I'm a comedian, because I was just super shy. So that's what started me though, church and somebody asking me to do it, and it just people just started asking me to do this and do that, and I was too scared to say no. So I was just driving literally like, you gotta stop saying yes to these people, man. And I would do it because I had to put my word on it. But
so let me ask you this, word of advice to a young comedian that's maybe about a good year and a half into it,
or maybe trying to start out. They looking for that jump moment.
Yeah, right. Like what would you tell him or her?
Find an open mic. Go do the stage and stay on stage. Do every stage. Keep staying on stage and keep building your material. That's how you do it. It's so simple. Just start.
Out of 7 days, how many days or nights should a comedian go and do comedy?
As much as you can. When I first moved to Atlanta, people knew me and knew that they was like, oh, she funny. And I was funny, but I wasn't where I am now. I think Atlanta is the grit of Atlanta take you to another level.
Yes.
Because it's like I said, everybody's funny.
It's fucking
so
dojo.
It's like iron sharpening iron, right?
Yeah.
So when I first got here, they was like, you need to be on stage a lot. So I literally 4 and 5 times a week. I was like a stage junkie. I stayed on stage.
And explain a little bit what that does to you as a comedian.
It just prepares you for all kind of crowds. And don't do the same rooms. Like, do all kind of rooms. I did the rooms that they was like, don't do that room. That's the roughest room.
Right.
I wanted to do that room. I'm going to do that room. And even if they don't like me, they just gonna that's gonna be fine, because I was able to say I did the room though. And then I just kept coming back to that room until I finally smashed it. Like I ain't coming until I win this room over.
Right.
So I think you got to challenge yourself. And a lot of times, even when we get to a position, we forget that we have to challenge ourselves. So for me, my new challenge is I need to go I do the white rooms. I do the rooms who not, don't understand my background.
Right.
I try to make sure that I stay uncomfortable, because that's how you grow. And we are so afraid to fail. And even me, I found myself in that place where I always want to be funny all the time at open mic. Well, how you gonna discover new material if you're
trying to kill every time? Like, you got to tap into that vulnerability.
Don't be afraid to just play around and just try different places. That's my advice.
Yeah, you're a humble person. I think the first show that I did with you was out there in Stockbridge. We did Nima Cat's room.
Oh yeah.
Me, you, shout out to Myron and Poncho.
Yeah, that was a fun room. Nima Cat. Shout out to Nima Cat.
Yeah, shout out to Nima Cat.
We love to roast. Even though sometimes you think I be serious. I'm like, Nima, it's roast.
But Nima a roaster up until a certain point.
Yeah, I love the roast.
I love it.
I love the roast.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. I think you gotta be humble. You have to be humble, but also at some point you have to be like, also know who you are. And
confidence.
Yeah, at some point
that chick.
I had to get to a place because I was too humble. I think at some point you get too humble and you be like, hold up now. Even though I'm humble, I understand who I am.
Right.
But I don't need a lot. I don't need you to rub my back and be like, Jen, I don't need that. But I do know who I am. You know what I'm
What's
saying?
your sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Okay.
Okay. Crazy.
I'm an Aquarius. But when I heard you do comedy, I think it was. I'm not sure. I want to say Uptown, but I'm not sure. And I was just like, wow, like she's just strong and so confident on stage.
Right.
And then just getting the opportunity to meet you and talk with you when we did that show for Nima, and just you dropped some jewels on. I was like, man, just a lot of people don't want to associate themselves with the up and coming comedian.
Right.
Like I heard Ricky Smiley say something about you. Like, man, I will do my thing. I ain't got time to talk to them.
Right. Well, they had a different level.
You know what I'm saying?
But remember that's why I say it's beautiful who God put around you. Because even when and that's why I say they don't give cat his flowers. Cat halftime, and if he on that level,
He has.
And to see him move and to see him work, to see him stop, he don't, and he there, but he don't mind stopping and being like,
He's a super cool dude.
He'll pull up to an open mic.
Hey,
You know
he pulled up to E Dutch's room when she was on off of 20 at Joe's Sports Bar.
Yeah.
He pulled up there. He used to come to
He used
Atlanta
to come
Comedy Theater
to
a couple
Cats.
times.
He all of that, and then
Yeah.
it's people like that who make me be like, all right, when you get there, what kind of person you gonna be?
Right.
And I be like, I want to be that kind of person where I don't mind talking to somebody. Now you don't always have time. Now they do get busy. I mean, let's be realistic. But if I do have a moment, I don't mind talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody talked to me.
Right.
Zoo Man didn't mind talking to me. Tyler Chronicles didn't mind talking to me. Carlos Miller didn't mind. DC. All of these people talk to me in Atlanta. So who the hell would I be to be like, nah, bro, I ain't even got that kind of time. Come on now. Who got you? You got that with help. So don't forget it.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you on that one. Definitely. That's A1, man. I definitely thank you for coming and rocking with us.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. You definitely dropped some, like they said, the jewels. Like that's like the new phrase these days.
Right.
Like,
Drop
the
the clubhouse.
That's they've been saying this. They've been saying if you watch hip hop and listen to hip hop, they've
but
been
like
saying
if
it.
you, all the sayings is something that somebody said, but like it enhances, and that's like the new enhanced phrase. Like it's the giving you the flowers. That's like the new enhanced phrase. But people been saying that. You know, we just want to congratulate you. Like that's been a saying since forever, but now
and
it's
she
like
just
the
said
new,
before you came in what I said earlier.
I hate that
about
phrase.
giving people their flowers. I feel like this year, like we went through a lot, and just
You
saying.
hate that term?
I hate that phrase. This is why I hate that phrase. I hate that phrase because it makes me feel like you're sending the kind of the idea that I'm giving you your flowers now because you finna leave. Like it's like the pre-exit for me. Not that it's supposed to be that, but it's just how it makes me feel.
I hate that you see it that way.
I see it different.
I see it different. I think because we assume, like we be assuming, like because somebody great that they know, like you great and you've been getting it all the time, you good. But I think for comedy in this journey, you literally give and give and give. And then when I see comedians pass away, I'm like, they never got what was due to them. Like we celebrate rappers. We celebrate actors. They have
the
all
comedians
of these things.
very seldom get that type of favor.
I'm not saying you shouldn't celebrate them. I'm just saying the phrase. The flowers.
I
Like
know,
the
so
flowers.
I was getting to that. So what I'm saying is, so when I talk about comedians, I say giving their flowers. Other people, I may not use that term because I feel like we don't take the time, even with other people. When somebody is good to you, like if people who close to you, they always good to you. How many times do you stop and say, I appreciate you? You don't, because you know that they're going to be there. You don't never thank your mama too much. It's Mother's Day. But your best friend who been there through everything with you, your kids, if you got kids, your dude who support you, because they always there. And sometimes we forget that people need that to be like, you know what? I'm so grateful for you. And we never do that because these people so steady and loyal that nobody takes the time
and it's
to
easy
thank
for
them.
you not
It's
to
easy
do
for
it
you to forget.
because you on your own mouse wheel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you have a mate, you have kids.
Right.
Growing up in household, like, in that hood, they don't give you a lot of thanks.
Right.
They tell you when you messed up.
Right.
And they going to whoop your ass about it.
Right. And you can do the phrase however you want. But my thing is, make sure you don't forget to tell the people closest to you, thank you. Like when I was touring, I had to remember, tell my sisters thank you. They keeping your kids when you're on the road. Right. Your mama helping out. Right. You know what I'm saying? Cat, he calling, making you good. And because that person always do it, you be like, well, they do it all the time. You need to tell them thank you and that you appreciate them. That's it. But make sure y'all follow me. Thank you. Before I go, I want to say thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for letting me share my journey.
Absolutely.
And I wish that this blow up, this show, and y'all have
Thank
me back.
you.
Period.
Just tell your people about us. That's all we
I
need.
will.
Just share our names. That's all.
Share.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Now it's picture time.
We're going to go ahead and take our next break. I mean, he's telling all the background information. Y'all don't need to be knowing what we're doing behind the scenes. But anyway, we're going to play True Imagination. Since we're talking about living your dream and be out there, hey, whatever's in your imagination, if you got the guts, go out and do it. It's 2021. You survived 2020. What else you got?
But she said a thing, boy. What she said, boy. Sometimes I see why people don't live their dream. It be scary. But guess what? We lit!
Yeah. Hello?
Hey, what's up, baby?
Hey, baby.
Where you at?
Just get out the shower.
Hey, drop this out.
You want to see?
Yeah. Get that ready for me.
Come get it.
Let's get it started. I know that you want it. You're feeling my hands gripping all over your body. I lick my way down with no hesitation.
that you're loving this sweet sticky conversation. We going from the door to the wall, from the wall to the floor. And now we in the kitchen, baby. Watch me take it. Show me your mind, babe. We can go as long as you want. You don't have to fight it, baby. I'll say exactly what you want. Me and you, we can do all the things in your imagination. Yeah, yeah. Touch, you know that I like it rough. Give me the sweetest, softest kisses while we fuck. Boy, close your eyes now. I get on top. My up and down motion got you moaning. Please don't stop. You know that I got you, babe. My grip won't let go. Your temperature's rising and your body now explode. Know that I'll take you there, ever you want. Whenever you need a fix, you know that you can call. Show me your mind, babe. We can go as long as you want. You don't have to fight it, baby. I'll say exactly what you want. Me and you, we can do all the things in your imagination. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Boy, you know how I put it down. Boy, you gripping on my waist, do the in and out. Put my legs around your head, don't be silent now. Baby, tell me what you need, tell me where and how. Got me looking in your eyes, cause I'm looking back. Yeah, this kitty so good, but you spend a check. Got you jumping off planes on the private jets. Put my pennies in your pocket, cause the drip is next. Baby, tell me what you need, and I does that. Every time we pull out, got the snapback. Baby, when you come around, don't it stay wet? Or you like it like show me your mind, babe. We can go as long as you want. You don't have to fight it, babe. I'll say exactly what you want. Show me your mind, babe. We can go as long as you want. You don't have to fight it, babe. I'll say exactly what you want. Me and you, we can do all the things in your imagination. Me and you, we can do all the things in your imagination.
Whoa. All right. Okay. All right. And all right. And okay. Just in case y'all didn't know, that was Jen Thomas. Make sure y'all follow her, comedian Jen Thomas, on IG. She has a podcast called Yeah We Talk Like This, where she is the only lady in there with a group of guys. So
who the guys on there? Shout out to Steve Brown, Lav Love, and JJ from the SIP.
Yes.
JJ Williamson.
So make sure y'all tune into that, because I've seen a few episodes. I haven't seen all of them, but they are absolutely hilarious. Yeah We Talk Like This. They are on YouTube and other streaming platforms. So y'all go ahead and check them out and let us know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? After we put something on y'all, make sure y'all hit us in the DMs like, yo, that was good or nah, that was trash.
Yeah,
we
really
want to know, like, because we the media and we be wanting to know all the tea. So if y'all like it, hit us up. If y'all don't, hit us up. But we're pretty sure you're going to like it, because it's mad funny. A bunch of comedians. Oh, yeah. It's hilarious.
Yeah, so, they funny. Yeah, y'all should definitely check it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we talk like this.
Next thing on the list, though, a lit conversation. So we want to try to bring this a little more live in the 2021. So y'all, please know that when we have this lit conversation, y'all can call in and talk to us. Y'all don't have to call today.
Oh, you can call today.
My engineer looking at me like,
yo, I forgot the cordless phone.
But I believe the number is still the same, right? The number is 678-688-4269.
That's it.
Yes. All right. So if y'all want to call in and talk to us for this lit conversation, please do. Write it down. Save it in your phone. It's the lit line. The lit line, y'all. LITT line. The lit line. And call us. I'm going to say it again. 678-688-4269. So y'all can just kind of, talk to us. The question of the day is.
What's the question?
As we enter into 2021, we are now here. We are present. It is good 4 days into the year. What are some things that you are noticing that we should have left back in 2020, or you're glad that we left back in 2020?
That's a good one. Let me think a little bit. Let me get some Jeopardy music.
All right. Let's ask our engineer first because I like to start with him because, hey, we've been talking this whole show. Let's hear another voice, all right? Okay. So, anything that you feel that we should have left in 2021 or some things that you're glad we left in 2020?
I'm glad I left the people who I knew who weren't really talking to me like that. Like
they wasn't rocking with you.
Your friends,
right.
Your friends that you got. Yeah, say it like that too, cause they know who they
are.
Air quotes,
yeah.
The ones that only send you the hey, how you doing on the holidays?
The ones that send me the Snapchat post.
Oh.
Happy New Year's, Happy Merry Christmas.
Snapchat.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And it's just like, you have my number. You could have
right.
I would have took the text. I would have
right.
texted back.
Right.
But the fact, you know what I'm saying? Snapchat.
But that's because you're a younger person, and that's y'all lane. You know what I'm saying? A lot of youthful people in the Snapchat world.
Yeah.
And y'all don't even ask each other for the number. Like you don't be like, yo, what's your math? Be like, what's your IG?
What's your social media?
What's your Snap? What's your IG? What's your Snap? That's how I want to see how you living before I want to really kind of interact with you. I want to see if you cool enough.
If I'm not necessarily
in the fake world.
I'm not necessarily against that because the social media, like I need to see if we interact through social media, and if we do and we build a bond from there, then you can get my number. Then we can move forward, and you can have my number. So I'm not necessarily
like you talking about is that from a woman to a man, or is that from a woman to another woman on some? Hey, let's. So have you met someone?
Male, female, it don't matter.
If you met someone at your job or something, and y'all was hanging out, y'all see y'all got mutual interests, she has to get your IG first?
Well, if it's my job, then I probably wouldn't have them on my social media because your job people are snitches, and I don't want them knowing after I done told the boss that I'm not feeling well, that I'm really at the beach.
Chilling.
You know what I'm saying?
Or you called off that Friday, but you used that Friday to get the road so you could get there in good time.
Right. Like, I'm not going to bring
that Monday.
Unless we like real close friends. Which gonna take some time. I'm not gonna give the work people my social media. Like
I think when people do that, right, I think it gives me the feel like that's the association level. Like I'm associating with you. But if you keep me at that level, then we're not really ever really friends. If you call me through the social media, you don't call me directly. If you like you say, holiday time coming, you send me something through social media, but you don't really. And you have my contact?
I feel like we should talk about that too. That should be a part of the conversation too.
What's that?
What you just said. But first, tell me what you should leave back.
What I should or what people should?
What you feel. People? Whether it's what you feel about people, but what Duke feels should have been left or...
I think we really, because I'm in people's personal space on a regular, being a barber by day, I think we need to leave bad hygiene behind us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You are not wrong.
Like I've dealt with stank breath. I've dealt with body odor. I've dealt with hair stinking. That's men and women. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, wow. Like when my hair start itching, I know, like it's time to wash it, right? Which I wash my hair pretty regularly for whatever reason, right? But my thing is just like you don't see that. You don't feel that. Like when I wake up and I feel that nastiness, before I really get my morning go, if I got to get back in the bed, I got to go brush my teeth right quick and get myself together just to, I don't even want to just lay there and, you know what I'm saying, that film, like, but there's some people, they breath smell filmy. Like there's a nice heavy layer of film on.
Like it stank already.
Right, but when you behind someone and it does a U-turn motion, that's strong.
That's a crime.
It's a crime.
Against humanity.
Yeah, definitely me. That's an assault on my nose. My mind has to process, this is stink, man. Who passed gas is what we asking. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous to have breath that's that bad, to have a body odor that's that bad. You know what I'm saying? Certain words, like the exaggerated use of period.
Period.
Like and then the level.
I said what I said.
The ODing. I think that also that word ODing. If y'all don't know what that means overdosing on anything. I think the ODing of something should listen. Don't beat a dead horse. You know, don't OD something. That's like putting too much salt on the fries. If you was a half a shake off, the fries would have been perfect, but you oversold them. Like, and I don't even want to eat them. I can't even mix it into my burger or nothing. So it's like the ODing should, it should stay behind us. Don't overdose. Don't give us too much. Absence make the heart grows fonder. And definitely body odor and just hygiene. Hygiene is important. Because they say cleanliness is next to godliness, is what they say.
Okay. For me, it is going to be, I want to leave in 2020 the ruler mentality. And what I mean by that is making your opinion so high and mighty that no one can have an opposite opinion of you. I feel like we are in a space that is just, it's crazy. Like, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and we should respect that. I think when we learn that.
And what do you call it again? The ruler?
The ruler mentality.
Okay.
And once we realize that everyone is different, we're not all robots walking the same thing, programmed with the same brain. So that means where you think something is okay or not okay, I may think the opposite. And guess what? It should be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also encompassing the ruler mentality, it's the whole need to tell somebody else how they should or shouldn't do something. You know what I'm saying? Unless you plan on living that person's life for them, you really don't have a say-so. Like, it's none of your business. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's about how they parent, how they dress, how they talk. Like, unless you're going to physically take your person's self and assist them in becoming a better person, your opinion matters not. Like Cherie said a long time ago, who gonna check me, boo? If you're not going to, if you see a mother doing something with a child that you feel is in disdain of your taste, unless you're going to physically go help that mom or father out, you know what I'm saying? Be like, you know what? It looks like you need help. You know what I'm saying? Let me put myself, and I feel like your son needs a male influence. Be the male influence. Don't just sit there and talk about, oh, they need one. You need to have this in place. Well, you're a male, and apparently you meet the standard of what you think should be there. So insert yourself. If not, then shut up.
So you know what I'm saying? What spawned this perspective?
One, it has always been a feeling like I hate overly opinionated people and people that don't disagree. I have a lot of people in my life. Like, if you say something against what they say, it's like it's World War 99. Like, they is in the battle. Like, how could you think that way? Like, it's like, I mean, because I think differently, and I should be allowed to. You know,
my dad used to say as a young man, he used to have little sayings. I'd be like, man, them old people just drop something on you, like they said earlier, drop the jewels and just keep it moving. And he'd be like, everybody, everybody has a right to be wrong.
That too.
Let people exercise their right to be wrong. If people view you, just like Jim was saying earlier, reading the comments. I read the comments because, in a way, I don't get depressed by what people say, as far as from that degree, So I read the comments and be like, okay, so you think I'm not good? Oh, either I'm gonna continue to go hard because you don't clearly, you know what you're talking about from my perspective, or maybe you are right. Maybe I could do something a little bit better in some aspects. So I can read the comment and be like, okay, some people are gonna be vibing with you, some people just not. Now the thing about the comments, there are no blanketed yes men. Like, when you get to, like she said, she came off tour, you get to a point where people are just, they either gonna hate you or they gonna just be super praising and giving you all the pats on your back. And especially when you're the one that's fueling a lot of opportunities and money and, financial gain. But the comments ain't gonna really be yes men. If you funny and they fucking with you, they gonna rock with you. If you not, they gonna say something if it's your weight or whatever. And you let that roll off your back if that's not nothing that's gonna deter you from greatness.
Yeah, I know. I personally, I get a lot of pushback simply because I like to think outside of the box and I like to think outside of myself. I realize I could be wrong. I could be overly emotional in my thinking, or I could be in a space where I'm not thinking clearly. And so I try to be cognitive of that when I'm doing things. And I like to, people to understand, like, hey, I'm human, I have emotions, and I'm female. Like, all of that together is a lot. And so
I'm human, I have emotions, and I'm female.
I mean, that's a lot, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, women, we have more feelings than one would say the male gender does. I mean, there's males that may think differently. But, you know, so if we're talking about the concrete idea of what, you know, is stated, females are more emotional, men are more visual. And so I like to be cognizant of that because I like to realize that not only am I female, I'm one female. So the way I feel as a female may not be how the other female feels. And, you know, especially thinking about it on a male standpoint. And so I just feel like once we realize how different we are first as separate genders, and then we realize as separate individuals, this world could probably move a little better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So if I was running for Miss America, I would ask for world peace.
I agree with that. You know, I think that we definitely have to draw value, you know, in our differences. You know, in boards, you know, in corporate, they bring a lot of different people in to you know, to diversify how they're going to market to different people. History showed us you can't have a board of Caucasian people try to market to some African American urban kids. You got to bring some African American urban flair into there so that you can understand it better. They can break it down for you and be that, I guess that bridge, right? And I think that a lot of times people just want to win. People want to win an argument. They want to win in the race in life. They want to win the house before you. Like some people just like, oh, I gotta get, you know, I want to be the first one of my friends that get a house. Like I don't know, I never thought like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to get my house in my time when God's allowing me to do it with the proper resources and knowledge. And sometimes you don't even need that if God wants to see that for you. But the whole competitiveness, I understand that life is naturally competitive, but I don't try to rest my hat on that. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people don't feel that way, especially in comedy. You're a young up and coming actress, you know, in that, you know, field. There's some people that won't tell you about casting calls.
It's a lot of people that won't.
You know, there's some people that won't, you know, book me to do comedy with them. You know, and I said, I think a statement a couple years ago I put on social media, you know, you're probably not getting booked because you're either not funny enough or too funny. It could be one of the two. You know what I'm saying? In your peers, you're going to get a certain level of appreciation and value, but you're also going to get a certain level of resistance, and depending on how you move. This business, especially entertainment, well, particularly comedy, it's a lot of people with a lot of riffraff mentality. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people do things unethically. You know, like Jim said earlier, you could bring a woman on because you're really trying to do a move on her. You're really not there to have her to represent the woman energy on your show and be funny. You want to do a move, or you think she's a weaker vessel, or however the case is. I think all that's corny. You see what I'm saying? I think that if we stop having that mentality with understanding that, listen, LeBron brings the people he wants to play with, but he's still going to challenge them to be better. Now, if some kind of way one of them players happens to trump him, he respects it, but it doesn't do anything to his level of greatness as an individual. But we have to come together as a collective to get to a greater goal. And sometimes, like she said, the relationship she has built with different people, them, you know, giving her opportunities, giving her more exposures on a different level, you know, and just being able to drop jewels and just share ideas or help her, you know.
Shout out to all the people that have sent me casting calls. Shout out to all the people who have put me in their movies, The Peoples, Asar Freeman, Sweet Chaos Productions with I mean, just everybody who sends me auditions. I really appreciate you guys. Like, y'all have really warmed my heart. You know what I'm saying? Even the roles that I've got simply because I am who I am, just for somebody to be like, you know what? I want to give you a chance. I have 2 projects that I'm currently filming in production right now, and I'm having fun. You know what I'm saying? When I'm moving
clap it up
to a new journey, a new career, something that, you know, you kind of be like, you know what, I didn't get a chance to really fulfill that when I was younger. Let me go ahead and try it now. You know what I'm saying? Just being a mom of 3 kids and having a chance to still live out those dreams that you had when you were younger. I am in a great space, and I'm loving it. And I'm thankful for all of y'all who send me the casting calls and those who really check on me. Because, I mean, I know myself. I can get a little lax. I can let, you know, everything just kind of pile up on me, and I'm just like, okay, I ain't doing nothing. But I have my accountability partners that check on and be like, girl, you need to audition for this. Go ahead and send that in. You know, no, you need to do this. Nah, go ahead and, did you do that? Did you send that in? Did you check it up? Like, shout out to all those friends that check up with me. And shout out to the people that don't send me the auditions. Because, I mean, you know, hey, a hater is just a marketable person that just markets you anyway. Because why you hating on them so hard? Because when somebody's hating on you so hard, now the other people know, like, well, what'd she do? Why are you hating on her like that? So, you know, shout out to the good and bad people because, you know, hey, it's 2021 and we out here making it.
Hey, she said a thing when she said accountability partners. Don't be afraid to have them, and don't be afraid to, just to be open to receive. You know, don't be afraid to be that person to tell your friend, hey, man, you need to get on it. And don't be afraid to be the person if somebody come to you and tell you that they're not on your ass just because they want to be. Like, it's so many things that somebody can do with their day other than being on your ass about you doing something you're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? So if they extend themselves in that way to you, you know, it's because they probably care to a degree and they see the talent. And,
I think that'll be a good topic for your Duke's Thoughts. So you go ahead and marinate on that right quick. I don't even know if that was your Duke's Thoughts, but
nah, I mean it wasn't. It was just
marinate on that.
Just kind of piggybacking off of what you said. You know what I'm saying? And just being accountable and having accountability partners.
We are going to play Kamal's song. His name, artist Kamal. Name of the song, Dancing. And then we're gonna come back and really see what's on Duke's mind, y'all.
We lit.
Times, it's that kind of night for us. Good times, we're just having fun. Good night, yeah. If it's you and me waking up, and that's when you fell in love. It was the first time you ever had it like this. You never had it like this. It was the first time you ever got it like this. Something like the remix. Girl, don't feel guilty about romance, because I know what you like. It's our slow chill tonight. We're calling dancing, sweet love tonight. Baby, I'm feeling you. I know you're feeling it too. We'll call it dancing, sweet love tonight. I wanna rock your body. Come on, make this a private party for love. Spotlight, I see your silhouette, touching. You and me kissing, babe. Your beauty is undeniable. It's so incredible. Ooh, yeah. First time you ever had it like this. You never had it like this. It was the first time you ever got it like this. Something like the remix. Girl, don't feel guilty about romance, because I know what you like. You like. It's our slow jam tonight. We're calling dancing, yeah. Sweet love tonight, oh yeah. Baby, I'm feeling you. I know you're feeling it too. We'll call it dancing, oh baby, sweet love tonight. I wanna rock your body. Come on, make this a party for love. Come in here, take off them heels. Let me show you how you should live. Oh, baby. Baby, I'm gonna play that song with us on replay all night long. Oh, baby. We're gonna dancing, sweet love tonight, yeah. Baby, I'm feeling you. You know you're feeling it too. We'll call it dancing, sweet love tonight.
Powered by IBNXRadioNetwork.com.
The station I listen to 24/7.
ATL's Next 100. Next 100.
Don't get it twisted.
Back to life, back to reality, back to the Litt Netwrk. No, but we are back. Shout out to my background. You know what I'm saying?
The New Orleans kicked in because I hit that. I was like, whoa,
Hey.
wait. About to be some peep. Hey, peep papa.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, okay. All right. But thank y'all all for staying with us. You know what I'm saying? Those who stay that long 2-hour drive, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all for tuning in, to our faithful fans and everybody, and to the people who going to catch it on the back end. We appreciate y'all as well. But now we need to know what's going through Duke's mind for tonight. Duke, what you thinking about, boo?
We just, you know, since you challenged me to talk on, you know, just that word, I just kind of want to highlight, you know, accountability. Just having somebody there. Well, just first thing, accountability. Just being accountable, being able to open yourself to, you know, either what you say you're gonna do or what you know you need to do. You know, in places in your life where you could be lacking, and you know you can, what they say, level up. You know, just being accountable. Even in times when you don't do something right, and you know is viewed upon as wrong, or you know. I just watched the comedy hype with Earthquake, and they went, just to shed a little light on it, they went and interviewed his ex-wife, and he didn't, you know, he was like, whoa, you know, she has nothing to do with comedy, whatever, and they were just trying to look at all different angles of a comedian's life, you know, and it kind of rubbed him wrong because he just felt like, you know, it just really wasn't, you know, the best taste into, you know, to get some info. So even with that, the guy, I watched how the guy did the interview. I was watching on the way here earlier, and he just was accountable and say, hey, you know, I was the person that made the call for it, you know, and explain, you know, in detail why and what his mindset was in doing that. And I just felt like that was great, that a veteran and then a writer and somebody who's a YouTuber, you know, can sit down, a veteran comedian and YouTuber was able to sit down and just kind of get some clarity on it, just being accountable for that. And because that's something fresh, that's something that a lot of people have been talking about, kind of what Jen Thomas had touched on, you know, just like, nah, I'm not going to attach myself to certain things. I'm going to be accountable for my brand. And, you know, we talk about that a lot. You know, I'd be saying, hey, I think we should do this like this. And you're like, Or you may say, you know, Duke, what you think about that? I'm like, you sure? And, you know, just being accountable for we can't never forget when we came together what we agreed upon as far as the vision going forward, what we stand for in the moment, in the present, and just being accountable for that vision and not really deviating. And that also goes back to your plans in life, you know, the things you want to do with your children, the things you want to do at work for, you know, and shout out to our 9-to-5ers and people that got to go to work, you know what I'm saying? Even though we pushing for entrepreneurship, you know, and with entrepreneurship is maximum accountability because you have to do everything. You know, that you can't really, unless you have a partner in crime, or you may have some supporters and some other entrepreneurs, but they're doing their thing unless y'all in the same industry in some sense. And it's very difficult, you know, and it's a scary moment. A lot of scary moments, but there's a lot of upsides to it, and it's great. I love being an entrepreneur. But with just that word being accountable, you know, it goes into your relationship. It also goes into your spirituality and your relationship with God, you know, and if you feel like he puts you in position, like she's saying, you know, God told me to quit the job, let it go, move forward. I think me and you talked about that, you know, so I know when she said that, you was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And just recognizing when God is speaking to you, you know, recognizing when even yourself is speaking to you, and acknowledging that thought, and acknowledging, you know, when someone comes to you and hold you accountable for something you said you was going to do, or, you know, just them seeing, like for instance, when I first started doing comedy, they was like, bro, you're funny. I was like, and they told me that for almost a year, like, bro, you funny. And I didn't want to be accountable for the funny. I just wanted to let the funny fly and just let it go and just let it be free and just let it happen when it happened.
You want to be wild and funny.
Right. I just wanted to let it be natural and organic. But now you're telling me to structure the funny. Now you're telling me to harness the funny. Now you're telling me to do something that's not the structure of harnessing it to display it when you say go was something that was abnormal to me. But I had to be accountable for, you know, them seeing greatness in me, because if they would have never said it, I'd never have stepped out and, just like she said, in church. And I got my funny from just being in a barbershop. You know, the church members was like, you're the only person that can do this. And now she's still doing it a decade later. And there's a lot of accountability that, like she said, you know, giving thanks to her family for supporting her, you know, being accountable for your family. You know what I'm saying? Your friends, your support team. And sometimes people only have that one person. You might have that one person that they might be out of town, but when you driving home on a late night after working that long shift, you can call and vent. You know what I'm saying? And with those people, a lot of times they know a lot about you, and they can hold you accountable. My mother used to be that person. I'd call and cry about stuff. And Mom was like, well, son, you said you wanted to do this. And I was like, yeah, damn, you're right, Mom. I did say I want to do that. I do need to be doing this. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's not hard to do. It's just, you know, being humble and just recognizing that you don't have all the greatest ideas, and you don't do everything in its best and in an ideal state sense or whatever. You know, so just recognize that you have a lot to learn, and be accountable for knowing that, hey, I have to see this through. You know, and that's from your career, from your relationship again with God, your relationship with your significant other. You know, even with things with my parents in areas where I felt like I had a say on how they parented. You know, I try to be accountable to now that I'm a parent. It's like I try not to be as harsh on them, because I get it. You know, I only know what I know, and I'm only able to produce based off of what I know or the resources I may have. And you know, it's just one of those things. That accountability word is very difficult, because a lot of people just don't wear it well. You know what I'm saying? And it makes it tough when you try to engage with someone and communicate with someone who don't wear it well. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, it leaves a little taste in your mouth, but it's one of those tastes that you get used to over time when that's a part of your character. You know what I'm saying? And I think the accountability thing is like, okay, I don't know this. I need to know this. I need to learn this. I need to do this better. I'm not doing this at my best. You know what I'm saying? Versus, no, I'm killing it. You know, that's a word we use in comedy. Like, man, I killed it. And me and a comedian was talking about this. Shout out to Big Play Ray. We was chopping it up. We was like, man, we use that word a lot. And me and him hold each other accountable. You know, we talk about different stuff, and we work on jokes and create new shit or whatever, ideas and stuff like that. And he's like, you know, and there's a way you do it, and that's the craftiness in friendship, or the craftiness in chemistry with people, where they know how to get to you. You know what I'm saying? To hold you accountable for certain things. You know, some people you can crack the whip hard. Some people you just got to create a conversation and slide that, you know, on them just subtly. You just keep moving the paper in front of them. You know what I'm saying? But that accountability thing is major, and I think you can gain a lot of success with understanding how important that is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So, y'all, be accountable to yourself, to your friends, to your family, and tell people when they out here looking a mess, don't just let them be.
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it.
But we're going to play the last song
That's
tonight.
Important.
MC Trest, I Told You. And then, you know, we lit.
We lit!
Oh no, don't try to love me now. I told you. Where you was at when I was down. I know you. Yo, I can't trust you, move around. Hey, fuck you. Ain't no more else, we winning now. You lose. I told you. When I needed aid, you threw me shade. I needed your love, you brought me pain. I ain't got no time to waste. Say that bullshit, don't hit my line today. I got a lot on my brain. Bow my head and get thanks, wouldn't have it no other way. Another day, another state, another chance to be great. Another chance, so miserable I can stop all the hate. Yeah, to each his own, bang my jet like King Kong. I'm the daddy, yeah, I'm grown. Time to pay for what they owe. Prepare for the best, expecting the worst. Yo, when life it come down, that's the gift and the curse. I ain't got no time to waste. Don't got no time. Say that bullshit, don't hit my line today. Don't apologize, baby, don't lie to me. I ain't got no time. Yeah. Oh no, don't try to love me now. I told you. Where you was at when I was down. I know you. Yo, I can't trust you, move around. Hey, fuck you. Ain't no more else, we winning now. You lose. When I needed aid, you threw me shade. I needed your love, you brought me pain. I ain't got no time to waste. Say that bullshit, don't hit my line today. If it ain't real, I don't want it. Where I'm from, you gotta show me how my help you. If you want it, how it's built for paranoia. It ain't real, don't condone it. Everybody ain't your homie. Blood mean you related, only family if you loyal, yeah. I ain't got no time to waste. Say that bullshit, don't hit my line today. Don't apologize, baby, don't lie to me. I ain't got no time. Yeah. Oh no, don't try to love me now. I told you. Where you was at when I was down. I know you. Yo, I can't trust you, move around. I ain't got no time to wait. Fuck you. Say that bullshit, don't hit my line. Ain't no more else, we winning now. Apologize, baby, don't lie to me. You lose, yeah.
It's lit. Yeah. Hey, yeah, it's lit. And like it ain't lit. L-I-T-T. And like it ain't lit. Yeah, it's lit. And like it ain't lit. L-I-T-T. And like it ain't lit. Yeah, we 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 lit. It's lit. Cut the radio up. Grab the phone when the live on. This the latest station in the nation. Get your mind blown. Monday from 9/11, causing hectic 9/11. You ain't heard about from word of mouth. Come here, let me tell you. Got Toni on the mic, the celebrity of ATL, and we got Duke plus my dog Omar as well. It's a lituation every time you cut the station on. It's the Litt Netwrk here, but we taking off.